Now we're going to turn it over to Elkansa to talk about Flex. Take it away, please, Elkansa.
All right. Can you guys hear me, see me, and see my screen?
Doing great, Elkansa. Doing great. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So good morning, everyone. My name is Kansa. I'm an AVEVA product specialist with AVEVA Select California, and I'm going to be talking to you about AVEVA Flex licensing today. All right. So this is going to be a lighter presentation. If you guys have any questions at any point, please feel free to type in the chat. Maury, Mike, and Tim will be hopefully answering your questions. And I can do that also after I'm done with the presentation, if we still have time. So this is going to be about 15 to 20 minutes presentation. All right, so first things first, I'm going to cover intro to AVEVA Flex licensing, benefits of Flex licensing model, Flex portal. I'm going to take you through a like a demo of how to use it and what's available on the Flex portal. And then we're going to talk about examples of Flex bundles for InTouch and system platform. And then we're going to move to operations control packages. All right, so the first thing here is maybe some of you are familiar with Flex, some of you are not. So I'm going to start from scratch here. What is Flex? It is a licensing program that is tailored to your needs towards your outcomes, managed through a centralized portal. And this is the portal that we're going to go through later on in this presentation. It's a credit-based subscription program. It offers options for 1 year or 3-year term subscriptions. It offers access to the entire AVEVA portfolio. So everything that was on Perpetual is available on Flex. With every Flex contract, this is one of the benefits, you get a free development license included. And then one thing here to keep in mind is that Flex is an option. So we still have the perpetual licensing model. If you are interested in that, that's still an option. If you're interested in Flex, this is a new option also. So both of them are available at the moment. It includes customer first support, free version upgrades, and technical support. All right. So some of the benefits of Flex licensing. Well, the first thing here is where the name comes from, right? Flexibility. So flexibility to change what you're using anytime. You can trade in existing licenses for unlimited tags, for unlimited packages, like for InTouch or Supervisory Client, for Historian tags, for System Platform. You can trade in unused licenses for other products. We're going to talk about how to do that also in the portal. You have unlimited IO and tag counts for Historian, System Platform, and InTouch, unlimited InTouch and Supervisory Client, Historian Client, RDS users, redundancy for Historian, InTouch Supervisory Client, RDS servers, and then a bunch of other things, like a bunch of other unlimited packages and bundles there. It reduces the capital cost to add new products. So for example, Insight or Tier 2 Historian, OSI Pi, or AVEVA reports. It locks the pricing for 3 years. So no need to get renewals for 3 years. So you save the headache for 3 years, basically. And then again, free development license included, and it includes customer first support, as mentioned. All right, so Flex portal. Let me jump to the website here. Just a second. All right, so can you guys see the, can you see my Chrome? Should see my Chrome?
Yep, looking good.
All right, great. So this is the Flex portal that a user would have once they subscribe to Flex, basically. And we're going to go through all of these tabs. So we'll start with the credits. Again, the Flex agreements or the Flex contracts come in credits. So what you do is you purchase a number of credits that you can use to purchase or use specific licenses. So for example, I have 2,700 credits available for this specific account. This is a Wonderware NorCal. This is like an example account or a dummy account. If I click here, I'll be able to see all the accounts that I'm part of for other customers, but obviously I won't do that for their privacy. But this is the account that we're going to work on today, which is the Wonderware NorCal. So we have 2,700 credits. What does that mean? That means we have 2,700 credits to use within 1 year. So if I click here, I can see that in a year, this is our contract, we have 2,700 credits to use. We have used so far this much credits as of 29th of September. And then we have this much available credits till the end of the year, basically. So again, one of the benefits is that you have access and you have a very clear view of how much you've consumed, how much you have available. If you plan to increase your the number of licenses, or you want to increase the number of credits that you purchase, you can always see all of that in the portal. So nothing is hidden. It's all in front of you, really. The second thing here is the agreement. And this is basically your Flex contract. So if you were a perpetual license user, or if you are an existing customer who used perpetual licensing before, those can be converted into credits. If you decide to go Flex, that can be done, and you could convert those perpetual licenses into credits. It's not that you're going to lose everything. And that's going to appear here in your agreement. So one of the most important things here is your agreement number, is your site ID. These are the variables, or the let's say the important numbers that you need to have in order to talk to your account manager or to AVEVA about anything related to your licenses or your portal. It also tells you your start date for the agreement and expiry date. And then you could have multiple agreements here, obviously, if you have multiple sites. And then the next one would be requests. And this is where you do basically all the orders, or you submit all the orders. So if you are planning to put an order, or submit a draft for submit a request, sorry, for licenses, this is where it's done. So as you can see here in this account, we have 2 drafts. It tells you how many you've submitted. It tells you what's canceled, what's completed, what's rejected. Usually, once you submit a request, it takes about 24 hours maximum to get it approved, unless there's something wrong, basically, with the account or the agreement or the number of credits. Then they'll get back to you, and you can discuss with AVEVA or your account manager. So at this point here, what I want to show you is how to create licensing request, because we are on the request page. So I'm going to click on licensing request here. And again, once you have the number of credits that you've purchased, in my case, for example, we have 2,700 credits. I'm going to choose the site name, and then I want to add items. So for example, I want to choose, this is the list of items available. These are all the licenses that are in the Flex model. You can click on this arrow here, and it will tell you exactly what this specific license include. So for example, I want to navigate to the HMI and SCADA, because we're going to talk about InTouch in a little bit. There you go. So for example, this is one of the Flex licenses for InTouch. It's one of the bundles that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click here and see what it includes. So one of the benefits of Flex is that some of the licenses come as bundles. So this one, for example, it includes tag servers. It includes the client, HMI client support. It also includes the communication drivers, and includes OPC UA server. So these maybe used to be a bunch of items previously. Now they are collected or combined in one bundle that you could use. You could still obviously pick and choose licenses as a la carte model from the Flex licenses. That's also still available, but you could also go with one of these bundles, and we're going to speak about some of these bundles in a little bit. So for example, I want to add, for whatever reason, I want to add these 2. So all I need to do here is just to add them here. It will tell me how many credits. So this is going to consume 120 credits of my yearly number of credits, and this is going to consume 700 credits. So this request includes this much, and this is how much I have available, right? So 820 is this request, the number of credits in this request, and this is how much I have available. So again, you always have visibility of how many credits you have left, how much is this going to cost you till the end of the year. You can make decisions based on that, obviously. So once you're done, you can save this as a draft if you want to edit it later, or you could submit it as a request. I'm not going to do that now because it basically messes up our account, but you could always click here on send request and you should get a reply within 24 hours. So this is that for the requests. I'm going to go back to the main page here. So let's say you submitted requests and you got them approved, and now you have your licenses. This is the tab where you have the list of the licenses. So for this account, we have this much licenses. When something is complete, that shows you the status of a specific license. So for example, I think I requested this sometime last year. And then we also needed to return that so we don't consume our credits, because I was just like demoing that for a customer. So if something is returned, it will tell you it's returned. And this is again part of the flexibility of the Flex model, right? Is that you could request a license, and you could, for example, you decide that you're not using as many clients, or you're not using the specific development license. You're not using the specific product. You can always return it. And once you return it, you get your credits back. One important thing here is that you could click on the license. So this is where you get your license delivered also. So if I click on one of these licenses, I can get this zip folder here that will have my license file, and it will also have the license agreement. And I have one of those open here just to show you an example. So this is actually a PDF of the agreement for that specific license. It has my contract number, it has the name of the company, it has all the information related to your site, and then it starts listing the basically the serial numbers of the components of that license. So for example, some of the bundles have communication drivers in it. They have clients, like supervisory clients, and they maybe have historian or AVEVA reports. So one of the most familiar questions I hear all the time is, how do I get the serial numbers for all of these licenses? Is that they come here in this PDF. It's not one serial number really. It's going to be a bunch of them. So for example, the first page here has the AVEVA communication driver standard, and this is the serial number. If you scroll down a little bit here, this is the redundant pair, because this license comes with the redundant pair. And then you have its serial number. And if you keep on scrolling down, you can see, for example, this is the historian client desktop, unlimited RDS session. And this is the serial number port. So this is where you get the information about your licenses. Everything can be downloaded in from these zip folder, basically. All right. So what else do we have here? So again, this is a list of licenses. You can always export that. So if you need this for any reason, you can always have this in a CSV format. And then the last section here is the products. So if you are, like, if you just want to browse and you want to see what's available and how much do they cost, again, we save you the hassle of having to contact, someone to tell you all of this information. It's there on your portal. The list of licenses are here. The list of the unit cost or the credit per license is also listed here. So let's say you have Edge and you want it for whatever reason to try this runtime license, it's going to cost you 15 credits. So you could just check it in, use it, see if you like it. If you don't like it, you can always return it. All right, so last thing here is the consumption chart. And again, the great thing about this is the visibility. So you can see how much you've consumed. This is where we are now. This is the consumption and the availability credits. This is how much you're going to consume if you continue using this specific configuration or this specific list of licenses. And this is where you would be at the end of the year. So you're going to be in red. This is also good because it tells you exactly if you are like over consuming, or like maybe you need to take a look at what you're using right now. Maybe you're not using something, so you could always return it. So again, this is a very good portal to give you complete visibility on your licenses, how much you're consuming and how much you have left or available. And it also gives you the flexibility of using and returning licenses. So that's that for the Flex portal. I will try to switch back to our, let's see. I'll switch back to my presentation. So hopefully you should be seeing my PowerPoint presentation now. And right. Okay, so that's that for the portal. Now, the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to look at examples of some Flex licenses and bundles. So if you're not familiar with those, we're going to take a few examples here. We're going to start with InTouch. So for example, here, this is InTouch HMI Unlimited, the one that I just looked at when I was giving the example of how to request a license. This customized bundle, it's a pre-built bundle, actually, and it is a redundant configuration of InTouch tag servers. So it gives you 2 tag servers with maximum supported tags. It gives you window maker, and again, it comes with a development license. It includes redundant configuration. It supports one InTouch application. It includes OPC UA server, unlimited RDS, web, historian desktop clients, suggested maximum 40 concurrent RDS clients, but it gives you historian clients also. It includes standard communication drivers with the redundancy, so you don't have to purchase that separately. And it includes a tier 1 historian, or what's called now a standard historian of 100K tags, basically, with redundancy. And the last thing is it also includes reports for operation server, which is AVEVA reports. So this is a pre-made package. We see customers liking this because it includes all the components that they're looking for. This is going to appear as one item on your licenses list. So this is not going to appear as 4 or 5 different items as it used to do before, which makes it much simpler, basically. All right, so the next example is for a smaller InTouch HMI package or a bundle. Again, this is a pre-built bundle. It includes InTouch tag server with 60K tags, InTouch window maker. Again, the development is included. It includes redundant configuration, supports one InTouch application, and includes OPC UA server. It includes 5 pack InTouch HMI clients, and these could be used as either thick or thin clients with RDS architecture. It also includes a 5K tag historian and reports, which is AVEVA reports again. So this is a little bit smaller. This costs less credits. So I think this is around 700 credits. The previous one was around 1,500 credits. There are multiple pre-built packages that you could choose from, or again, you could always choose different components from the Flex licensing, basically. The last one I have here, which is the third example, is actually a architecture, right, that we came up with just to give you an example of how to use. I think we're using 4 different items here, or 4 different licenses here to create this architecture. So the first one here is the application server with unlimited engine license. This is license number 1, for example. It enables an application server with unlimited engines for a single WIM platform. It gives you max I/O depending upon the data throughput and performance requirements. It suggests configuration of 100K. It provides multiple engine redundancy enabled. Also, communication drivers are not included, which means we need to get another license here that will cover the communication drivers. So 2 licenses so far. The third one is going to be the supervisory server license, which gives you the unlimited clients, or the supervisory clients read right here via RDP. It also provides historian clients. And then the fourth one is going to be the historian license. And that's for an unlimited account for a tier 1 or a standard historian. So out of 4 items, we came up with this architecture, basically. And this is just an example of, again, another bundle for system platform.